Oh yeah, it's the KO show, baby. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, once again continuing WrestleMania week because I'm enjoying the heck out of this. I'm going to be honoring a popular request in the previous comments and giving you guys my official WrestleMania 38 predictions. Now, I do want to point something out, as always, because that happens in every video. This is only the matches I care about because there's 2 nights of it, and I think that's really dumb. They need to go back to just 1. So I grabbed like 10 matches here, or hopefully 10 matches, I think. And I'll be giving you guys my picks. One quick thing, head over to gfuel.com, use code WyattzWorld, save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. And let's get into our Mania 38 predictions. So we'll start off with a meme match. I guess I kind of care about it because it'll be entertaining, but we got Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. If the company cares at all about Sami Zayn going forward, he can't lose this match. It wouldn't even be believable. Johnny Knoxville's like 50 and he weighs 80 pounds soaking wet. Realistically, this should be a funny, hellacious match involving the entire Jackass crew, I'm guessing. But in the end, it should be Sami Zayn standing over tall when Johnny Knoxville is clocked out in the middle of the ring. There's gonna be some brutal spots for sure, because Jackass knows how to take a hit. I'm guessing there'll be chair shots, there'll be trash cans, there'll be tables, there'll be fighting in the crowd. But if Johnny wins, it's a damn mistake. My pick is Sami Zayn. Moving on, we've got the Mysterios versus The Miz and Logan Paul. I feel like this one's pretty obvious, at least if you're me. I got Ray and Dominic winning this match. For 1, The Miz just loses at every WrestleMania ever, I swear. For 2, Logan Paul doesn't need to be in this match. He doesn't need to win this match. And for 3, you don't just take Ray's mask away and do that entire storyline of disrespect only for him to further and lose to The Miz and an internet celebrity. Now, I don't mind The Miz, but this match is just a dumb gimmick match. You already know it. There will be a double 619, a double frog splash, and probably a double pin to end it. However, Logan Paul was a wrestler, so keep in mind he probably could put on a show. Moving on to the next match I've chosen is the Triple Threat Tag Team Championship match between RK Bro, the Alpha Academy, and the Street Profits. I picked this match because I truly do think it could steal the show. It has potential. All these teams get together and they have the best working chemistry. I don't even know who's fighting the Usos for their championship, if I'm being honest. That's how little I've paid attention. But when it comes to the Raw belts, I think they have a much better scene. And in this match, I actually have RK Bro retaining. Eventually, it is inevitable. I just mentioned it. Randy and Riddle are gonna feud, but that's not gonna happen quite yet. And I think that it'll start probably at Extreme Rules. However, if RK Bro doesn't win this match, I think Alpha Academy should. Nothing against the Street Profits, but I don't see them as a true threat. I don't see them as a true heel. They kind of just seem silly to me. They're athletic and fun to watch, but I don't take them as an actual team. I have a lot of false finishes here, and I have it ending, of course, with a crazy RKO out of nowhere. And moving on to the last, kind of gimmick match before we get into the title matches and the important stuff. We've got Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. Austin Theory, I think, will win this match. I think it'll be good, but Pat McAfee, he is about as over as he could possibly be with the entire world right now. And Vince McMahon has so much faith and praise for Austin Theory. He sees so much potential in him. Austin needs to win this match because that'll get him the most heat, the most hatred, the most attention. Don't get me wrong, Pat will get some good offense in. This match is actually going to be probably pretty decent, and there's going to be some really good spots. But whether it's by cheating, whether it's by a straight-up pinfall, Austin Theory is going to come out on top because he has to. And they can even carry this rivalry along like they did with Pat and Adam Cole. It doesn't have to end here, but WrestleMania is important, and if Vince wants to build a star, he can't lose to a fucking sports podcaster. I love you, Pat, but I mean, it's WWE, come on. Honestly, I hate Austin Theory, but I'm kind of starting to get behind him a little bit. Alright, so moving on to the next segment of the night, we'll call it. We got Seth Rollins versus, I don't know. Okay, deep down, I think we all kind of have a feeling of who it is. It's Cody Rhodes. However, they're not going to show us that right away. It's way too obvious. So what's going to happen is they're going to troll the living fuck out of the WWE universe. Seth Rollins is going to be out there. He's going to be pacing back and forth. He's going to be waiting. He's going to be screaming for his opponent. And we're going to hear, "Here comes the money." And Shane McMahon is going to run out onto the stage. And it is going to be the most iconic, loud row of boos we have ever heard before. And then Shane is going to get right to where he'd start walking down the ramp as he's doing his shuffle. And he's just going to stop. There's going to be a little silence, an awkward pause. The lights are just going to kill. And bam, Cody Rhodes' music's going to hit. He's going to walk out, not even acknowledge Shane. Go right down to the ring, and him and Seth Rollins are going to tear the roof off the building. Now, Cody would not come back and lose. He is not the same guy he was when he left. He has much more to say. He has much more to prove. It's going to be a great match, but it's going to end in a crazy finish with the crossroads, or whatever the hell his finishing move is now. Cody Rhodes wins. The next night, he will be immediately inserted into either the main event title picture or the main event in general. And moving on, we've got our first Divas title match of the night, or women's, I should say, sorry. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair is going to win this match, but I think it's painfully obvious she is going to lose her hair. They would not have done that angle if it's not going to happen, okay? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Now, this was set up at SummerSlam with Becky winning in, 2 seconds or whatever the hell it was. That's not going to happen. It's going to be a good match, but I can guarantee you something is going to happen where Becky, holds it, has the scissors up, and she's about to cut her entire head of hair off, and then Bianca's going to whip forward, and Becky's going to cut, midway through. Half of Bianca's hair is going to be gone, then she's going to hit, 10 of her finishers in a row, she's going to pin her, she's going to win. And then she'll debut the new haircut on fucking Raw, and it'll be awesome. And moving on to the second Women's Championship match of the night, we've got Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. I think I got Ronda winning here, and I don't think anybody really has Charlotte retaining. Ronda's been gone for 2 years. When she left, she was feuding with Charlotte and Becky. She came back, she threw Charlotte out of the Rumble, then challenged Charlotte for her belt. Charlotte's already had a gazillion reigns. Everyone's tired of seeing her with the belt. Ronda's not exactly new, but it's a new face that we haven't seen in multiple years. Honestly, this won't happen, but if I was WWE, I would have this be a squash. Ronda just kicks her ass in 2 minutes. And to our final 3 matches or segments, we've got Edge versus AJ Styles to start it off. Edge wins, but that's not important because this rivalry is long from over. I can see this bitch going all the way to SummerSlam. Edge is heel now. He's probably going to be heel for close to the rest of his career. And if he wants to keep playing as this evil bad guy, he's got to win in a really fucked up way. Now, the key win, the one to get the biggest ooh, would be a phenomenal forearm right into a spear midair, clear as day. But they want to get more heat on Edge? They'll have him hitting a low blow or something like that, although AJ Styles has been kicked in the balls more than anybody I've ever seen. Either way, I think to carry this rivalry, they can't have the good guy win, because that would be the end of it, and it's not going to be over. It can't be. These are 2 guys we've waited so long to see. It's like John Cena and AJ. That was not going to be one match, not ever. Good match, Edge comes out on top. Alright, and we got our first main event of the 2 nights, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. What's gonna happen here? Part of me thinks that it's gonna turn into a match, but part of me thinks they won't call it a match because they don't want to put that pressure on Steve Austin. Either way, that's just gonna be a fight. I could see little to no talking happening, maybe a sentence or 2, but it's gonna be a brawl, and I could see him kind of going outside the box of what the usual legends do because Steve has been training. I can see Kevin getting some offense. I don't think we'll see the powerbomb, but multiple stunners. But at the end, it's going to be the same ending as always. Kevin gets stunnered. Kevin gets beer poured on him. However, this is in Texas, so I think it's only fair to assume Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, JBL, any other Texas legend is going to come out at the very end, and they'll all hit their finishers and have a big cheers to put the night off. It's going to be an awesome segment, though. Don't get me wrong. And our final match of the night, title versus title, Roman versus Brock. 2 endings are possible here, okay? So, I'm going to give you them both, and I'll tell you what I think is ultimately going to happen. But option number 1, great match, brutal match, hard-hitting match. At the end of it, Brock is about to beat Roman. The Usos get involved, but Brock ends up fighting back, taking care of both of them. He gets back in the ring. Roman connects with the Superman punch, but Brock falls into the ref. The ref obviously goes out of the ring or is unconscious, not paying attention. Now, as Roman's about to go for a spear, he stops, he looks back at Paul Heyman, and he asks for the belt to give him, one more hit across the head. Paul Heyman reluctantly gives it up to Roman. Roman turns around as he's about to hit Brock. Paul Heyman, low blow. Roman drops the belt, drops to his knees. The ref starts to come back. Brock Lesnar gets him up, F5, picks him up, F5, picks him up, third F5, pins him, it's over. Or Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar have a huge fight, and then at the end when the Usos interfere, they end up costing Brock the match again. The match ends, they beat Brock down, the Usos and Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman are all standing in the ring holding the belt. The Rock's music hits, out comes The Rock, doesn't look at the crowd, no interaction at all, straight face, walks right into the ring, walks right up to Roman Reigns. Roman has kind of like a smirk on his face, goes for a hug, rock bottom, he stares down the Usos. Brock Lesnar then gets up. The Rock and Brock have a sick little altercation where they both kick the Usos' ass. Paul Heyman leaves the ring. Brock turns around, he eats a rock bottom. The Rock just stares down at Roman Reigns and the show ends. What do I think is gonna happen? Option number one. I think Paul's turning on Roman because that's the most likely. Alright guys, and that is going to be all for my WrestleMania 38 predictions. I'm going to make the outro short and sweet here. If you guys liked it, let me know in the comments. Support the video in any way you can. I'm going to hop off and get this shit edited so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, I will see you the next time I upload.